Hello, everyone. This is Tarot for Kindness. I'm Madame Pamita,
I'm the Love Witch.
and we're here to do tarot readings for raising money to help seniors in Ukraine. That's why there's a Ukrainian flag in our background. If you don't know what that blue and yellow is, that's the Ukrainian flag. We're helping seniors in Ukraine. Our friends at Sobotin Harbor feed over 300 seniors every month. They bring 2 weeks worth of groceries to these seniors. Often these seniors are homebound, disabled in their 70s, 80s, and 90s, some of them, and they're living under a full-scale invasion. If you don't even know, and Ukraine really isn't in the news that much anymore, except for, the idiot in chief doing them dirty. But we don't know the day-to-day life, but what happens is it's like constant bombing, and it's bombing of civilians and infrastructure and all that. It's really awful. So imagine being a senior and being disabled, living in an apartment, not having money, and not being even having the capability of getting to a shelter. This is a really terrifying experience. So what we do is what little that we can do, and I don't think it's little. I think it's actually big. When you think about what these seniors are experiencing, and it is your kindness in getting these tarot readings. We're donating the readings, obviously, but it's your kindness in making that donation, getting your amazing reading. But that makes a difference in their life. So it's, what seems small in the big scheme of things is actually quite big. And when we look at it on the one-to-one human level, that's why it's tarot for kindness. We're doing like a random act of kindness for these seniors who will probably never meet. And by making those donations, by you guys making those donations, getting your tarot reading, we are able to send money so that Yulia and her team can purchase the groceries, deliver those groceries to the seniors, and be this ray of light in a very dark, hard, horrible time for Ukrainians. So it's a really wonderful thing that you guys are doing by getting these readings. So how can you do it? Now I know you're all amped up and you're ready to make a donation and get a tarot reading. Well, how do you do it? All you have to do is make a donation on Venmo, PayPal, or Super Chat. Venmo, the QR code is up here. The PayPal one will come up later. But you can also look underneath in the description. You'll see the links in the description for PayPal, for Venmo. And then Super Chat is right here on YouTube. If you look at the little button that looks like a dollar bill, click on that and it will let you make a donation. And then after you make your donation on Venmo, PayPal, or Super Chat, come back in here, go into the chat here on YouTube and write how much you donated, where you donated, and what your question is. It's $10 per card for a reading. So if you want a 1-card reading, it's $10, 2-card reading, $20, 3-card reading, $30. 100% of the proceeds go to feed the seniors in Ukraine. In fact, if you don't know, Venmo, PayPal, and Super Chat all take their cut. I put that cut back in out of my own pocket so that if you donate $40, $40 is going to those seniors. So that's the way we do it. And then we will answer your questions. We do it first come, first serve. We've already got a few that are lined up. I see we've got Jessica, Universal Goddess, and Devon who are getting readings. If you'd like to get a reading, just make that donation. You can either do it with the QR codes that we flash up there every once in a while or go down into chat. Make that donation, come back, and let us know where you donated, how much, and then what your questions are. And then if you don't have a question, sometimes people are like, well, I don't really have anything going on. You can ask for a general reading. We do that often. Devon gets a general reading for the week ahead every week. We got her seat saved. Jessica gets a reading every week. And Universal Goddess has gotten readings almost every week. So you guys are awesome. Now, what we're going to be doing today is Love Witch is going to be doing tarot. I said last week, I go, are you going to do tarot this time? And she's like, I don't have a tarot deck and I have a cat on my lap. I said, this time let's plan ahead.
Yeah,
So
I have a cat at my side and multiple tarot decks in front of me. So
what deck are you going to be using? You want to share about your deck that you're going to be using for your readings today?
I'm using a very seasonal deck, the Winter Wait from Tarot Collectibles. It's super glittery and magical in person. It's a little hard to see on camera, but it's almost as glittery as my nails, which is a real testament. So, but yeah, I love this deck so much. I love this company so much. They reproduce really old out of print decks and then make really fun, colorful seasonal decks themselves. So
Oh,
check them out,
good.
tarotcollectibles.com.
I love that. I'm going to be reading out, I think, in a kind of seasonal. It felt kind of seasonal to me. I didn't bring a holiday deck, but I am doing Kate Forsyth's Fairy Tale Oracle.
Very cool.
Beautiful boxed deck from Rockpool. Box deck with beautiful full color book inside. The ribbon and the whole deal. It's a beautiful box. But it's a cool and interesting. And I thought fairy tales feel very wintry to me, so I thought that I'll be pulling cards for that. So you are going to be getting the tarot reading. That's what you're paying for. The oracle deck is a free gift we give with every tarot reading. So sounds fun, huh? So we'll get to it. Unless you have
Oh,
something you want
and
to say.
I was just going to say, we have some incredible winter blowout sales happening. So I made QR codes and they're going to be up on the side of the screen while we're doing readings. So go get 40% off magical tools, half off matches, and an extra 20% off our book bundles. You can find it all on the Parlor of Wonders homepage or by joining the Coven at coven.vip.
Yeah, so the general public gets the regular deal, but if you want to get it's double, right? For the coven, the discount is doubled. For the coven, all you have to do is join the coven at coven.vip. You can join at any level, including the free level, and then you'll get access to those coupon codes that will give you that additional discount. So you could really get a great discount. We're doing a blowout. It is a blowout sale for
Yeah,
sure.
there's so many great items in there too. And I sent my friend and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to place an order when I get back from my trip." And I was like, "No, you're gonna have to place an order right now because these things are not gonna last. They're
Right.
gonna be gone before you know it." So
I know. And there's some of those book bundles. I mean, I have to go in on Monday and restock. There's a couple that we can restock, but the book bundles, not all of them are going to be restocked. So get them while you can. And if you see one that isn't, check again on Monday because I may have restocked it. So just in case you see one that you want. So maybe we need to send out an announcement about the restock book bundles. I don't know how many, I can't do it from home. I have to do it when I'm at the shop and I can see the books, but yeah.
So here's Jessica's question. 1, what's my card and my energy for the new year? And 2, what do I need to work on in the new year? So for the first question, I pulled the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is about sacrifice, but sacrifice that comes with great reward. So I think and I know, just knowing a tiny bit about Jessica, I know that you're getting ready to move. And any sort of big transition like that can come with some sacrifices, right? Be it less space, less privacy, I don't know, less access to the things you want, whatever it is. So instead of focusing on those things that feel like sacrifices during this coming year, focus on the rewards you're getting from them, right? Here we see Odin, well, a very Christmassy Odin hanging upside down above this well where he's going to learn the knowledge about what the runes mean. So I think as you expand and keep learning about magic and expanding your practice, really thinking about all the ways in which you're growing. Right now is a wonderful time to reflect on where you were this time last year with your practice and with your magic. I see you at the Q&A every week and here at Tarot for Kindness and know the questions you ask. So I know you've had a big year for magic and you've done a lot of spells and have been on a real journey. So this is a great time to kind of look back and reflect on all that you've gained this year and all that you've learned. And, I know that for me, spending time learning magic and spending time doing spells doesn't feel like a sacrifice. It's exciting. It feels fun. But it is investing your time in something, investing your energy in something, and you get rewards for that. So all of your hard work is already paying off, and it's going to continue to pay off in even bigger, better ways in 2026. So I'm excited for you. And I think this makes sense too. Like, I don't think that the theme for next year is sacrifice. I think the theme for next year is the rewards, really. So yeah, I think now's a good time to take inventory of what sacrifices did I already make and what rewards do I have coming from those, because sometimes on our journey, we can kind of lose sight of that too, right? The card for what do you need to work on in the new year is the Two of Cups. So I think this is about investing in your relationships. I One of my clients said to me that she's going to start having a conversation with her partner every Sunday about their goals for their relationship for the week ahead, as well as like the future more than the week ahead. And I was like, oh, that's such a great idea. Like a little mutual intention setting session for the two of you. What a great way to start your week, and what a great way to like make some magic together. So if you have a partner, considering doing something like this together, I think would be a really wonderful way to stay on track for the new year. You know, we love to set goals and intentions for our new year, and it can be hard to stay on track with those. So having somebody cheerleading us for us and reminding of us of our goals and pointing out when we're doing good is so helpful. So I think this is what you need to do. Be your partner's cheerleader and allow them to be your cheerleader. And this doesn't have to be your romantic partner either. This could be your best friend, a witchy friend. Yeah, doesn't just have to be about romance. So, but I think Jessica has a partner. So I think maybe this is about your relationship.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love it so much. That deck, by the way, is amazing.
So good, right? I was telling Tamita before we hopped on, I have another one too, the Santa's Helper stack, which is even cuter, except for it's not as glittery. So I'm not going to use it. But look how fun that
Oh
is.
my
It feels so
gosh.
great.
Oh my
The
gosh.
Seven of Swords always comes up when I'm flipping through a deck. I don't know what it's trying to tell me.
It means you're a shady bee. That's why.
I'll take it.
All right. So the oracle card that I pulled for you is Tower. It's not the Tower card. Like I'm like, is that the Tower card? No, it's not the Tower card in tarot. Why? Because it is the Tower from Rapunzel, and the keyword at the bottom is liberation. So I think this is like such a good energy for this year. If you know the story of Rapunzel, obviously, Tangled and Rapunzel, right? She's trapped in a tower, and then she is rescued and escapes from that tower. The tower, I almost think of like the wizard's tower, like where you're like so isolated, but you're learning and you're doing your work and everything like that. And then the liberation is like the putting that out there, doing your magic like out in the world and bringing that out in some way. So I feel like there's this energy for this year also of like kind of putting your magic into practice in kind of out there in the world in some way. It's like a very, very exciting energy. But overall, liberation is freedom, expansion, right? You get to see the world. You get to, and I think it's like the place that you were living probably felt not right for you. And now you're moving to a place where you feel free, where you feel like expansive, like you can take a breath. I just love this energy. So yeah, that's what I see for you this year with the oracle. So beautiful.
Happy New Year, Jessica. Thanks
Yeah.
for being here every week. We love that so much.
Yes, thank you for your donation. We're so
Seniors love
grateful.
it so much.
All right, so next we have Universe Soul Goddess, then Devon, then M, then Starstruck. If you'd like to get a reading, all you have to do is check out the links in the description, the description, right?
The description of the video.
The link to PayPal, Venmo, and then of course you can always press the super chat button down below and use that to make your donation. $10 per card. 100% of the proceeds go to feed seniors in Ukraine. Then after you made your donation, come back over here into the chat. Let us know how much you donated, where you donated, and what your question is. All right.
All right, next we have Universe Soul Goddess, a weekly read. Okay, so I pulled the Moon and also the Nine of Swords. So I want you to really like take a deep breath, Universal Goddess. The Moon is a lovely card. I love this so much. It can represent our emotions and things kind of like coming to the surface. This can be for the good though too, right? So tap into the energy of the Moon this week. I think working with the moon throughout the year is a really wonderful way to stay connected with our goals and our intentions, like we were talking about before. Um, so this could be a good idea for like the year ahead, connecting with the moon each month and kind of setting intentions on the full moon about what you want to release, and then watching that wash away as the moon gets smaller in the sky each night. That's the way I work, and it's super helpful. I think this is going to be useful for you because the Nine of Swords is a card that's all about worry and anxiety and things that are keeping us up at night. You don't need to be losing sleep, so don't do that. My favorite thing about this card, here we don't see it because this comforter is very Christmassy and has different wrapping papers. But in the original Rider Waite Smith illustration, we see the signs of the zodiac here on the comforter, which is something I learned in Madame Pimida's Magical Tarot. So we need to take comfort in things that are bigger than us. So if you're feeling stressed out right now, or if you're feeling worried, or if things are weighing on you, here's your reminder that you are not alone. Many, many people feel this way right now. And this too will pass. So hang in there and just remember that, like, it's many things are outside of our control and it's not your job to fix those things. So don't feel like you have to take all that on. This card always shows up for me when I'm doing that. So don't let that happen.
Yeah.
Release it, let it go. Yeah, and I think really focus on what you want to bring in this new year and what you want to cultivate in your week ahead. And yeah, part of that is thinking about which things am I not so happy with that I want to let go of, right? You have to know what you don't want to know what you want. So be on the lookout for what those things are and then send them packing.
Yeah. I think it's, I'll tell you, I've got this card, the sea,
Mm-hmm.
which is the Little Mermaid. And I think about, as you were, showing those cards, this card says, the message on the bottom is listen to your unconscious. Totally aligns with what your cards are saying. This is about like moving, like having an emotion to move through the emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes those that anxiety or fear, or that we have to look at it as moving through it, not wallowing in it. I don't know about you, but I think this is a Cancer thing. I really think this is a Cancer thing. When I have an emotion, whatever that emotion is, I think I'm going to be like this forever, especially a bad emotion that I don't want. I'm going to feel like this forever. Oh my God.
I think this may also be a Scorpio thing.
It's a water sign.
Yeah.
So, like, if I'm feeling super sad, I cannot imagine a world where I don't feel sad. Or if I'm feeling super anxious, I can't even imagine a world where I don't feel anxious. But what the moon card has, that path. And the Nine of Swords, yeah, you're going to have a feeling. You're going to have some feelings. This is also about that, but it is about, oh, we're actually pulling stuff up. It's shadow work, right? We're pulling something from our unconscious, and as it goes by us, it feels really, "Ugh, I don't like it." But what we have to remember, that it is moving out, right? This is the way we move something out. I'm going to say something really gross right now. But it's like when you have a wound and you don't take care of that wound, I'm not even going to go into the grossness of it. Your body wants to push it out, and it pushes out those old white blood cells, and it pushes out the dirt and the thing. It pushes out. But while it's there, it's so gross, right? Ooh, that's nasty, infected sore. But that is your body healing, right? That grossness is your body healing. So I think about these unwanted emotions, and what you're going to experience is about letting it move past you, out and away. The problem is, and this is why shadow work is important, the problem is when we don't acknowledge the shadow, or push it down, or go like, la la la, everything's fine, when it's not fine. Stuff doesn't go away.
Right.
That stuff
Time
doesn't go away.
just
It's
gets
going to keep
worse, right?
yeah, it's going to get worse. It's going to keep knocking on your door. It's going to come back in weird ways. It's going to express it. So I think this whole week, if you're looking at your weekly read, is about shadow work. to let these emotions move through, so that from your unconscious to move up and out,
Yeah.
right? To transform, as the little mermaid wanted to transform, right? She wanted to have legs so she could be with the prince, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's about transformation and you becoming your best and brightest self, but sometimes we have to go through like the icky shadow work that doesn't feel so good, right? So it's a week of healing, really. That's what I see. So
Yeah. And healing isn't always pretty, right? So you have permission to not have to be so glamorous this week, right? Like you can give into it. Like you can have a day where you just cry if that's what you need to do. I don't think you're dealing with anything that heavy, but even if you are, you have our permission to
yeah,
not have to put it up in front, right? Like it's okay to feel it. It's okay to go through it, and that's how we get past it.
yeah.
And I think like I don't like to be somebody who is like way too positive or what like toxically optimistic, right? But in whenever we're going through something difficult,
I
there's
don't think
so
anyone would accuse you of being toxically optimistic.
thanks. I agree. But whenever we're going through something, there's so many blessings and so many lessons that we can learn in it, right? So when we're feeling grief or sadness or loneliness, it's like, okay, what can I do to feel less of this in the future, right? And how can I savor the moments of opposite of this that I feel? Because those are
Yeah,
around too, right? And feeling all this stuff, it just makes you human, universal goddess, and that's a good thing. But not letting it control you or dictate your life, and instead, like moving through it with grace and elegance, that makes you superhuman. And who doesn't want to be a superhuman? I know we're all superhumans here as Spell Squad members, right?
yeah. I also think, the there's like physiological things. I mean, you may not get stuck in your emotions like a water. That's what we're thinking about. You may not get stuck in your emotions, but when you cry, you release stress hormones. I
Yeah.
think crying is like some of the best shadow work you can do
Hmm.
because you're releasing and letting go, and that's like washing it away, literally with water, you're washing it away. So,
Yeah, with salt water, right? What's
yeah.
more cleansing than that? It's a little spiritual bath for your face.
Yeah. So just feel your emotions, but know, I think most important is just to know that you're moving stuff out, you're doing your shadow work, and be proud of yourself for doing that, right? That's
Yeah,
the thing. Yeah. Yeah,
absolutely.
for sure. For sure. Thank you so much, Universal Goddess. Next is Devon, then M, then Starstruck, then Angelic, then Jane. Oh my gosh, you guys, you're so awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us, hanging out with us. And thank you guys that are just watching for hanging
Yeah.
out too. It's all fun and good.
Oh, and I don't think we said, but everyone whose name you just listed is entered to win a candle at the end of the night.
Oh, that's right.
And all you have to do is donate any amount to enter that giveaway. So
Yeah. So anybody who gets a reading is in our giveaway for a candle. So you may want to stick around or come back and look at the video to see if you won. I mean, it's late on the East Coast. I get it. But
yeah.
let me show you the candle that you're gonna win. This has been quite a a weekend where I haven't been prepared for things. Let me show you right now though. All right.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Oh, you did. You didn't. Yeah, okay. No, 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 no. How do I? Oh, there we go. Cancel. Okay. Okay. Here's what I got to do. All right. Hold on. Share the screen. It does something different than it used to do. All right. Now, here you go. Tarot for Kindness. Um, this is our weekly get together. You know what the deal is. But here's the candle we're giving away. It's the Wheel of the Year candle. It is got all of the 8 Sabbats on it. It's got little symbols for the 8 Sabbats. It starts with Yule. So we're in the Yule season. So you could light it right now for a beautiful year ahead from now till next Yule. Or if you wanted to, I was saying, oh, you could burn a little bit on each. I mean, it's not a big candle, but you could burn a little bit on each of the sabbats, however you want to do it, or you can burn the whole thing just or save it to Imulk, which is our next Sabbath, anything you want to do. But that is the candle we're giving away. Orange for opening up opportunities and bringing good things to you. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing right now, Tarot for Kindness. So, all right, there, I shared.
You know, it'd be really cool would be to put like a few drops of oil on it each time one of those holiday comes around that's associated with that holiday. And at the end of next year, burn it, right? And it's
Yeah.
super charged up.
I love that. That's a beautiful spell idea. I love
Right.
that.
And see, if we were just trying to sell you stuff, we'd say you need to buy 8 of these, but we're helping you make a candle last a whole year. Who
But
does
you
that?
could buy 8 of them.
That's a great idea too, right? I support that. They come in 10 colors. You could get 10.
All right, Devon. Thank you so much for being here, Devon. We love you so much.
Oh my gosh, I love Devon's reading so much.
She's got
Um,
she's got a different question. It's not week ahead.
oh, I didn't even look at the question. I was just looking at the cards.
What's my focus for 2026 be?
It's gonna be an awesome 2026. That's what I'm seeing already. So right away, I got two queens, the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. So I think this is saying two of your focuses for 2026 need to be like really elevating yourself and viewing yourself as a queen. And I think two areas for this can be like finances and relationships or heart matters. So starting with the Queen of Cups, this doesn't have to be romance. Even though I'm a love witch, I like to remind people that not everything has to be about romantic love. So this can be about really fostering your sense of self-love and your connection to yourself and really making decisions in 2026 that honor your highest self and that make you feel good. Um, I think my mantra for 2026 would be the opposite of that one of the Catholic Church. If it feels good, do it, right? Don't stop it. So really thinking about how things are going to affect your emotions, right? I think of the Queen of Cups as like the ultimate water sign, the queen of the water signs. So before you make a decision, think about how will this impact my emotions and how will it impact the emotions of the people I care about as well. Um, for Queen of Pentacles, when I think of pentacles, I usually think of money, but this can also be about any sort of really long-term plans that you're making. So what are you building right now, and where would you like that to be this time next year? This is a really great time to be thinking about that. This can be in anything. This can be in your work life. This can be in terms of family as well. But I think right now, set your intentions and set your focus for 2026. That's what this is telling you, and then watch it grow. Um, I'm not saying you're gonna have a baby in 2026, though you maybe you could if you wanted to. But when I see that pentacle sitting in her lap, I always think of like a pregnant belly, and I think of something growing and expanding, getting bigger and bigger. So 9 months from now, you could have a fully formed something. Not a well, you could be a baby, right? Sure. But you could really have written a book in 9 months from now, have launched a business. Like there's so many amazing things you could do in a short period of time as long as you're really intentional and think about it. So I think really visualizing the ideal life for Devon, like your absolute dream life, and then picking something from that life and moving toward that thing. I think if we kind of just like visualize, okay, I'm in a mansion and money's no problem, and I have all these cars, and like we can get lost in a fantasy world, but picking just one of those things or a couple of those things that feel attainable and working toward that can be a much more direct approach than just kind of the fantasy destination unknown. So yeah, I think pick some things that feel within reach and start working toward them. You're very supported right now. The Ace of Swords is the next card I have for you. So I think I would write these things down, like make a list. Whenever I see the Ace of Swords or any of the swords, I really think of the written word. So I would take time to write out my goals for this year. And that's going to be like physical evidence of what you're planning to do. That you can use to hold yourself accountable and also to like brag about how well you did, right? So I think writing down goals for right now, and knowing that each one of those sentences that you write is a spell. And we can get really fancy with our spells. We can use all sorts of candles and oils and herbs and all the fixings, but writing a really intentional sentence, that's a spell too. So write you a bunch of them. You've got a few days until the new year. Write 5 a day. Really set some beautiful goals for next year and decide what you want your focus to be for 2026. One last hint for what it could be is the Page of Wands. I think this means you need to do some exploration and travel this year, and that your focus partially should be seeing new things and like having some fresh surroundings. I think it's going to be very inspiring. It doesn't have to mean moving around the world or like, anything major like that. This could be a weekend getaway. This could be a day trip. But doing things, this could be within your own city too, right? Like, I found this beautiful like medieval library that I want to go to that I sent Pamita pictures of the other day. And it's like 2 blocks from somewhere that I go all the time. So find places that are right under your nose and go explore them this year ahead. And I think newness and freshness, that's the focus for 2026. Anything that's stale or old or feels dusty, eh, yeah, you don't need to bring that into your new year. But things that feel exciting and fresh and inspiring, that's your focus for 2026.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Hopefully that's helpful.
That's so good for a little Gemini fairy to be going and exploring for sure.
Hmm.
Well, the card I pulled for you it sounds, I looked at the name of it and I'm like, just like the tower one. I'm like, but this is not what it says, Hedge of Thorns. I'm like, Hedge of
Cool.
Thorns. But this is from Sleeping Beauty.
Oh.
And it says, time to blossom. Because thorn trees do have blossoms on them.
Hmm.
So I almost like think of this as like, okay, what is the hedge of thorns in Sleeping Beauty? It's meant to protect her or to keep the outside world from coming in, right? But having that hedge of thorns blossom, I think it's like, to me, if I look at that image and what it means in the story, it's like something that the prince who has to go kiss Sleeping Beauty has to overcome
Hmm.
and get through, and only he can get through it. Um, but I think it's like if you break through your, let's say, well intentioned protective barriers that you put up, you're going to blossom. What are the things like where do we put our own limitations on ourselves? I think this is very Eight of Swords card. Like where do we conceptually say, well, I can't do this, or my that ship has sailed, I can't do that, I can't do this, I can't do that. You know what? We put the limitations on ourselves way more than anyone else puts a limitation on us. We put limitations on ourselves. So this is a great time for you to think about, where am I holding a belief or an idea that isn't, it's a belief that isn't really real.
Hmm.
And where am I creating limitation where limitation doesn't exist? It's examining your own belief system about what's possible. So this is another part of that too. So this goes along with that exploration, right? This goes along with the fresh new ideas and communication and things that the Love Witch was saying, write these things down. I would say if you have an idea and then you go, oh, I can't do that, that's not possible. Why isn't it possible? Put it down.
Yeah, and you
Question.
know what I like to do when I have those thoughts is like, "Ooh, okay, if I'm limiting myself and saying that's not possible, most other people probably have that same self-limiting belief. So actually, not only is it possible, the odds are stacked in my favor because no one else is even trying, right? So you gotta count on other people having that same limitation because most people do have the same, like, fake doubts that they just buy, right? They just
Mhm.
believe it because society conditions us to believe a lot of these things, right? But yeah, and I think when I see that card you pulled, and I see these two queens, I think about the fact that it's like, okay, here were this barrier of thorns, but someone who saw her as a queen was able to get through it no problem, right?
Mhm.
Not a
Mhm.
big challenge for him. A little scary, a little daunting, sure, and something that will scare other people away, but yeah, no match for you, Devon. You can overcome
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. Exactly. So I think it's a time to question. That's a great additional focus that actually leads into these other things. Like with those queens, how high can you go? Why are you putting a ceiling when a ceiling doesn't exist? It says queens, right? So beautiful.
I love it.
Love that. Thank you so much, Devon. We love you so much. We're so grateful to you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Next, we have M. Then we have Starstruck. We have Angelic, and we have Jane. If you would like, can I do before we do M's?
Oh,
Can I
yeah.
do the other announcements? Let's
Yes,
do
of course.
those. Um, okay. Let's see if I can do it again this time. I'm going to go back. First, I need to go back. Okay. Um, as the Love Witch mentioned earlier, we have this amazing opportunity for you guys to get a huge discount at the Parlor of Wonders. So we have a sale going on now. It's a great sale, but we are doubling the discount for Coven members. I know what you're thinking. Madam Pamita, I have to sign up and pay for a subscription to get a discount. No, any level gets the discount. So even the free level gets the discount. If you go to coven.vip, I just copied the whole thing, the ad. But I do say happy holiday to my cousin. My cousin. Oh my gosh. And then I really wish everyone, of course, in the Parlor of Wonders, everyone in the Spell Squad, a very, very happy holiday. But we have a sale going on. From now until the end of the year, we're running 3 of our biggest sales ever. We have a sale of 10%, additional 10% off the mystery book bundles. Those mystery book bundles are already discounted. We wrap them up. They're so cute. You get like a wrapped gift. Like, wouldn't you want to like get a surprise for yourself? But they're around themes. So we have like a theme for we have like African American witchcraft magic and witchcraft and spirituality. We have Conjure Doctor. We have one that's like astrological, cosmic navigator. We have all these different themes, but the books in them are 3 books, 3 different books that are related to that theme. They were discounted because they were the mystery book bundles. We already gave a great discount. Then we gave an additional 10% off to the general public, but the Coven gets an additional 20% off. And as the Love Witch pointed out, that's cheaper than a used book. You can get new books for cheaper than a used book. So Coven members get 20% off. We're giving the general public 20% off on all magical tools. Coven members, you get 40% off all the magical tools. That means incense burners, candle holders. What else do we have over there? Candle snuffers. I mean, all the things that you need to like do your magic that are going to be these things that you use all the time. 40% off. We've got magical matches, these cute matches that are kitchen matches. They're exactly what you need for your spells. They're nice and long, and they're wooden matches. So they're beautiful, old-fashioned, cute matches in these very magical coverings. Like the box themselves is very cute. You could leave it out on your table or put it on your altar. It's very, very cute. We're giving 50% off on all the magical matches. So that is the Coven members. Everybody, general public, 25% off. So all you have to do is go to coven.vip and sign up at any level. You'll see all the different levels. There's great things that we do each month with all these different levels, but even the free level gets this discount. So go to coven.vip and get that. All right, I'm going to be doing some live events in 2026. This is for the first half of 2026. I'll be doing Between the Worlds and Sacred Space in College Park, Maryland. That's right next to Washington, D.C. That's February 19th through 22nd. These are amazing conferences where you can take classes. You can, and these are wonderful, magical people that are teaching here, not just me, amazing teachers that are going to be there. And it's a great place to make new magical friends, meet new people. Their conferences, I cannot recommend them enough. So if you want to find out more about Between the Worlds, go to between-the-worlds.com. And then in April, I'm going to be doing Spirit Northwest. That's in Portland, Oregon. That's April 23rd through 26th. And you can find that by going to spiritnorthwest.com. And here's how I get there, just like this. Oh my gosh, I love this video. don't know why that. I want to be able to fly like that, you guys. All right. So questions about magic. Do you have questions about magic? We have a free live magic Q&A tea party every Sunday, except for the first Sunday of the month. So we'll be meeting again in 2 weeks. It takes place at 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. And we do a book giveaway each week. If you'd like to join in, all you have to do is sign up at spellsquad.com. You'll get the free link to join us, or you can go to Parlor of Wonders and go to join. Either way, you'll get the link to join. You'll be on our email list, yes, but you'll get the link to join, and you'll be able to join us and ask questions and win a book. We're doing this. We've already seen this one. This is the candle we're giving away today. It's the Wheel of the Year, Beeswax Wheel of the Year spell candle. Speaking of candles, our new moons for 2026 are already starting. Each month we'll be featuring a different Slavic deity candle spell kit. Now we have our normal new moon spell kit, which is awesome. It comes with a master candle that's going to be in the shape of the Slavic deity. We'll have 4 support tapers. You'll have glitter. You'll have oil. You'll have herbs. You'll have a petition paper. It's a deluxe spell kit. You'll get full instructions. That's just the basic spell kit. But we even have a more deluxe spell kit, which is a deluxe new moon spell kit and workshop. At that level, you get an extra candle, which is a symbol that represents the spell intention or the energy of the deity, like a symbol of the deity, an extra oil, and you'll also get a mini workshop on that deity. So you'll learn about these deities, these 12 deities that we're going to be doing this year, goddesses and gods. Then our new moon spell service will also feature that mini workshop on the deity. That's where I do the spell for you. So if you can't do a spell at home, or you want someone, you want to have me do it for you, you can do both, do it yourself and have me do it for you as well. There's some people that do that. So that's the new moon spell services. You can find out all about it. Go to newmoonspells.com. You can subscribe and save off the original a la carte price. And for 2026, our subscription price is even lower than it was in 2025. We've found a way to give you that little extra discount for your subscription. Go check that out at newmoonspells.com. Our first new moon spell of the year is going to be the Capricorn New Moon Dolia Good Fate Candle Spell Kit. This is for bringing in, really weaving your own destiny and your fate. And this is a great way to start the year. So you can get it as a new moon spell kit, a deluxe new moon spell kit and workshop, or the new moon group spell service. This is only available for purchase until January 5th. After that, well, the new moon group spell service will still be available until the 16th. But the kit and workshop will only be available to January 5th. Go to newmoonspells.com. If you subscribe, you will never have to think about it again. Each month, you will just get that spell kit sent to you, and you can do all 12 of these beautiful deities. Full moon workshops for 2026. The Shamanic Witchcraft Workshop Series starts on January 3rd with Introduction to Shamanic Witchcraft. It's 13 full moon classes where we're going to build our knowledge and apply shamanic practices to our witchcraft practice, blending the two together. You'd be surprised how much they do blend together. I think they're really 2 branches of the same thing. But we have 13 full moon classes, and you can subscribe and save 25% or more. Go to witchcraftworkshops.com. We have Slavic Sundays workshops, which are going to be focused on the holidays and the magic of the holidays and the folk magic and the traditions of the holidays and the pagan origins of the holidays. And we're also going to be talking about life events and magic for these life events. So in January, we're going to be doing Stritanya, the meeting of winter and spring, which takes place on February 1st. So we're going to be all prepared for that so that you can do all your work for that. Then we have Slavic Holidays of Butter Week, Spring Holiday Magic, Slavic Birth and Pregnancy Magic, and much, much more. And you can subscribe and save 25% or more by going to witchcraftworkshops.com. We got a new workshop series coming up called the Sabbath Candle Magic Workshops, where we're going to be doing 8 workshops aligned with the 8 Sabbats. And we're going to be learning about different aspects of candle magic, so you can really deepen your candle magic practice. Our first one is January 31st, and that's Introduction to Candle Magic. We're going to be talking about, and then following classes, words, symbols, and sigils, candle spell timings, numerology, layouts, how to work with unusual candles, candle wax and flame reading, and then creating a candle spell grimoire. You can subscribe to this as well and save money. We've got a ton of new spell kits at the Parlor of Wonders. Just go to New Arrivals, go to Parlor of Wonders, go to New Arrivals, and then click View All, and you will see dozens of new spell kits that we have available for you at Parlor of Wonders. If you are a tarot reader, Professional Tarot starts on January 4th. This is to turn your love of tarot and your tarot practice into a thriving business. This is a business class about tarot, not a tarot learning class. Tarot learning class happens again, beginning tarot starts in September, on September 6th of 2026. But if you're a tarot reader already and you want to turn your love of tarot and card reading into a business, this is the class for you, the Professional Tarot. Lastly, if you have not done it yet, you can write reviews on the Parlor of Wonders, written reviews, and you will you'll be entered to win a $100 gift certificate. Every month, we randomly pick one of the reviews that was placed that month, and we give that person a $100 gift certificate. Last month, it was Jolene F. This month, it could be you. So if you want to find out more, go to magicgiveaway.com or just go leave your reviews on parlorofwonders.com. All right, that's all my announcements. All right, we're going to get back to the readings now.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, guys, take Professional Tarot. It's a life changer. I've taken it twice and learned so much both times. And I already had a tarot business when I took it the first time, but it made it 100% stronger. And honestly, things that you covered in that class come in handy for me like just about every week. Something will come up and I'm like, oh, I know the answer to this because of Professional Tarot. So I cannot recommend it enough.
I'll say something too, which you brought up tangentially, which is when you take the tarot classes, because I do them every year, I do the same series, beginning tarot, then advanced tarot, and then professional tarot. Once you purchase that class, you can repeat it as many times as you want every year. And we have many students that come back and repeat it the next year because you've learned so much. That's what you said, you had taken it twice, because not that you have to pay for it twice, you pay for it once and you can take it and retake it and get practice in and learn new things. You know, I think sometimes we don't absorb everything, or we know more after we've started doing it. And then we go back and we're like, oh yeah, that's that, you know? So yeah. And the classes are recorded. So if you have to miss a class or two, you know, then you can watch the recording. So sometimes people have that. Yeah, you can find out more at losangelestaroreader.com.
Great. Next up, we have M, who wants a reading. Oh, a love reading for the week ahead. So I went ahead and pulled your cards, M, and the first one I got is the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is about moving from difficult times into smoother times. And here we see this happening as a unit, right? Like this guy is steering the boat for this family. So I think if things have been rough in your love life, either recently or just in general, this is a sign that they're headed in a better direction. So you can sigh a breath of relief. I think this also says, though, that like you're not in this alone, and it's not just on you to improve your love life. It takes two to tango, right? So don't be the only one doing all the work, even though one person is doing all the work here in the image. I don't think that's really true, right? Like she's got the kid next to her. I'm sure that is taking up a lot of her attention. So everyone's doing their part. So just know that things are headed into a better direction. We can see this because the water on this side's really choppy, and then on the other side, it's much smoother. Looks kind of frozen in this card, but that's just for this season. The other card I pulled is the Two of Wands. I love this one. I love this depiction of this card in particular because he's looking at a present. So I think you should ask for a gift from the universe, for your love life in the coming week. This needs to be something small and attainable, right? Like we don't want to set ourselves up for disappointment. So I wouldn't like set the intention of, oh, I'm going to get engaged this week. That's a big thing, you know? But you know, there's going to be some little thing that happens in my relationship this week that's going to lift my spirits, or it's going to make me really happy or get me excited for the year ahead. And then you're going to be on the lookout for that thing. I think this is such a wonderful practice, and this is something I try and do whenever I'm going through it or feeling blue or just need something to lift my spirits. I ask and then I receive. recently I got like a little glass light catcher to put in my window, and hung it up on my curtain rod. And as I was doing it, I was like, I can't wait to see a rainbow from this, because when I do, I'm going to know that all of my ancestors are sending me love. That's the intention I'm putting here. The very next morning, I woke up, unfortunately, at like 5:45, and my entire room was a rainbow. The entire thing. And luckily, hasn't happened again since, because I haven't been up that early. But I know every morning my entire room is a rainbow because my ancestors are thinking of me. I don't have to see it. And when I do catch it, because I wake up by chance, that's a really even extra lovely reminder. But I know it's happening every day. So set an intention that you're going to get some sort of gift or message like that, that's going to inspire you and show you the ways in which things are going to move into a better place in the coming weeks and in the year ahead. Yeah, so I think a really beautiful week for you, and a week where you get to kind of set the intention and set the direction for the shift ahead.
You know what I love about that Six of Swords? Put that up again. There's a guiding star.
Yeah, oh, you're so right.
You know, that isn't in the regular Rider-Waite. I love that. I love that. It's such a extra special symbol. Like you're going in the right direction, right? So beautiful. All right. You want to know what is going to activate love for you? We got it here. The gingerbread
Oh my gosh.
house. The gingerbread house.
I'll be right back because I have to show you something now.
Okay. What's a gingerbread house? Okay, so right below it says sustenance for body and soul. This is a clear message, Em. Self-love is the foundation of bringing in a beautiful love. So here's what you need to do. You got a directive here. What are you going to show me? What are you going to show us?
I'm going to show you what I made last night. I baked gingerbread cookies, but I only have a heart-shaped cookie cutter, so I made gingerbread hearts.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
They smell so good. I'm gonna have one.
I'm so jealous. I'm doing Noom right now. I had one cookie today. That's all I can have. So sad. There's so much good food around here I can't eat. It's kind of driving me crazy. Anyway, gingerbread house. So gingerbread house energy, to me, it says sustenance for body and soul. And so really what your directive is like, put that love, build that really strong foundation of self-love. Like fall in love with yourself. What is it? What do we do when we fall in love with somebody? We see all their good qualities. We tell them how amazing they are. We want to spend time with them, right? This is the way you are going to attract an amazing, amazing love into your life, is to start by falling in love with yourself. It's not about narcissism. It's not about I'm the greatest and everyone else is terrible. Any of that. No, 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 no. This is about genuinely healthy self-love. Look at your good qualities. Tell yourself how amazing you are. Look in the mirror and tell yourself how amazing you are. Fall in love with yourself. And when you fall in love with yourself, you're going to radiate such a magnetism. You're going to pull in lots of options for love. And then you can pick and choose the one you like the best. But this is it. This is it. Self-love, feeding body and soul, sustenance for body and soul, right? Give yourself that self-love. I want to live in a gingerbread house. I want to be that. I won't eat the kids. That's gross.
You know, when I was making the
want to be
cookies
that
last
witch
night, I
that
was
is
thinking, I can't believe people make their whole house out of this.
I want to be that witch that lives in the magical gingerbread house. I would be like, kids, get out of here. Don't eat my house. Go away. All right. Thank you so much, Em. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Next we have Starstruck, Angelic, Jane, French Witchy, and Mel. Oh my gosh, you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mel. Thank you, all of you. You're all awesome.
All amazing. Let's see, Starstruck.
Starstruck.
My energy for
My
January.
energy for January.
Okay, sorry, I'm gonna let the cat out because
We've got a meowing cat. I want to just point out how my cat doesn't meow. She's just sitting there like a beautiful, perfect little lady.
oh, how nice it must be.
She my, she's my elegant, like I call her, like I say to her, "You're my elegant lady. Who's the pretty lady? Who's my
and
elegant?" See, she has such good manners.
and Simone's my boss.
Are you my elegant lady taking a nap there?
In Simone's defense, she was napping that whole time, you know, but now she's got to go patrol the house. Ooh, okay. So your energy for January is the King of Pentacles. I love this for you, Rachel. I love the King. Yeah, that's the King of Pentacles. Sorry. I love the King of Pentacles. And actually, this is a good illustration of this fact. There's so much going on in this image that you almost have to like hunt for him to know that that's what you're looking at, right? So there's going to be a lot going on for you in January, Rachel, and you're going to have to really be careful to not get overwhelmed or like lost in the chaos. But don't fear. I don't think this is going to be bad chaos. I think it's a lot of really good, exciting things going on, and you get to choose what you focus on. And then you also get to choose what you don't focus on. But whatever I think of when I see a king or a queen card is if you're going to not do something, you need to delegate it to somebody else, find somebody to cover it for you. So this isn't about just putting things off and forgetting about them. It's about finding the people to help you who are going to do a really good job and then taking that stress off your plate. But you aren't going to take everything off your plate. You're going to work on some things yourself and you're going to have a lot of fun with it. I think there's all these like grapes on his robe too, which to me is all about enjoying the fruits of your labor. So I think part of what you're going to experience in January is things that you've been working on for a long time paying off in some way. Doesn't have to be the hugest way, but look for a little way in which all of that hard work comes back to you in January, because there's even more of that to come for the rest of 2026.
I love that. Well, card I pulled for you is Stolen Herb. So
Oh,
from Rapunzel, in the story Rapunzel, and then it says desire. The mother of Rapunzel had would look over the witch's garden gate fence, whatever, and saw Rapunzels, which were, I guess there's some kind of herb or lettuce or something. She wanted a salad made from Rapunzel. So then she ate it. She was craving it, and then she ate it, and then she gave birth to Rapunzel and named her Rapunzel. So anyway, the stolen herb is desire. So I feel like energy for January can be a lot of this magnetism energy, which really feels like that King of Pentacles too. The King of Pentacles have acquired things, right? He's,
mm,
as Lovich said, drowning in the acquisition, or is really, I feel like, a magnet to bring all this acquisition to him. He brought all the money, he brought all this. So how do we create desire? Do you want desire to draw love to you? Do you want to draw wealth to you? Do you want to draw happiness to you? Do you want to draw adventure to you? What is it that you would like to draw to you? So think about like that pulling energy of desire and how you can use that to bring that, whatever it is that you're wanting, to you in the month of January. Become a magnet. See yourself as a magnet. Wear magnetic attraction oil, right? That
oh,
is
thank you.
the energy of that, is to pull in what we want. So like that's your magical work to do this year, magnetic attraction, to pull that in. But also direct it in some way. Like the love which said, direct it. How do you want to direct it? Because the king has authority to direct any direction that they want, right? They just do this, do that. Pull the things in that you want. I love it.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you, Rachel.
Right, next we have Angelic Hunt with an angelic reading, a general reading / the most pertinent message for this time. Okay, I pulled the Seven of Wands. So this is about like defending yourself or fighting off unknown forces. We can't see what this person is fighting, but we can see that there is like an external threat. And the energy of this card is springing into action. He's wearing two different shoes, so he didn't even have time to like plan his outfit, right? This is me last night. I took the trash down. I had a black shoe and a white shoe, but that wasn't because I couldn't plan. It's because I couldn't hunt through my shoes. So springing into action. You don't have to be. I think a lot of times, I don't know about you, but I can be like. I'm not as much of this as other people, but I can be a bit of a planner, right? And like really want to put a lot of planning in and like really wait for the perfect time to do things. But we have to be careful not to like wait too long or wait for like too perfect of a moment. This card says now is the time. So spring into action in whatever way you have to. I don't think that there are a lot of like unknown forces working against you in a really serious way. I don't think you need to stress out or panic. But I do think you need to take inventory of what is yours, what you care about, what you're most passionate about, and think about why those things are important to you. So when the time does come to need to defend them, you know what your priorities are. These are really good questions to ask ourselves any time of year, but especially as we move into a new year or into any new thing. So, yeah, now's the time to really, this can kind of be about things you've been putting off too, like put them off too long and you won't be able to anymore because they're gonna start coming for you. So if you've been procrastinating as well, this could be like get those things off your to-do list before the end of the year. And it's like if you're waiting for the perfect time, now's the perfect time. You don't have to wait any longer.
Okay,
Also,
I
like
have.
one last
Oh,
thing, he's an elf and he's dressed in Christmas clothes, right? So it's like you can still have whimsy and you can still have fun with this. It doesn't have to be heavy and serious and scary and daunting. You can have fun. So yeah, do it in a
tackle it, right? Tackle it.
yeah.
Um, this is interesting card that came up. So the card that came up was from Beauty and the Beast, and it's consent, and it says the power to choose. And I think,
Mm,
what is that? So I look as we merge that with that the card that the Love Witch pulled up, and look at those the Seven of Wands, right? Those seven wands, those six wands that are down below, and he's holding the seventh, right? Tackle them one at a time. Don't get overwhelmed like by seeing six that are out there that you have to. Okay, first, who's the weakest? That's the one I'm going to pick on first. And just take it one at a time because we can get overwhelmed. I mean, I think about that card, and when you were saying, I relate to completely. I am trying to do like a real major like purge and getting rid of stuff that's just been sitting around in my house and it's collecting dust. And I'm like, if I look at my whole house, I go like, oh my God, how am I going to get all this done? No, every day I've been like picking one area and I'm like, I'm going to do that. So like today I did my dresser. My dresser was piled with books. I had stacks of books on my desk, my dresser. So that's what you have to put your mindset is like just to whatever it is that you're tackling, tackle it one at a time. You get to choose which one. Pick the weakest one first, pick off the weakest one first, then pick off the next one. You don't have to even plan with the order. You can just take it day by day, but that's how you do it. That's how you take care of it. Yeah. So consent. You consent to which one you're going to fight, right?
mm. I like that a lot. It's always a good reminder. Thank you, Angelica. And
Thank
happy
you.
New Year. Next we have Jane, who sent a $20 donation for a general reading.
Ah, thank you, Jane.
I do really love this glittery tarot deck, but one thing I will say is the non-glittery version is about half as thick and much easier to shuffle. My hands are getting my workout tonight. Ooh, okay, so general reading for Jane. The first card I have is the Ace of Wands, and then I have The 8, oh my gosh. Throwing cards around here. The 8 of Pentacles. This lovely little elf working on some sugar cookies there.
Oh,
So with this Ace of Wands, I think this is about being really intentional with your actions, which really seems to be like the general theme of all the readings tonight is like setting our intentions and being specific, which is in the air this time of year. Also in the air when you're around witches, right? Like that's what we do. That's what gives us a leg up is that we're intentional beings. So Ace of Wands says this is a great week to spring into action in a big way that's like something you've been wanting to do or something that's been brewing for a while. Now's a great time to strike and take some action toward it. This doesn't have to be like biting off some huge project or some huge undertaking. It can be doing small stuff, but something that feels like it's creating a spark for you this week is going to be really helpful for kicking off your year ahead and helping you be productive. The Eight of Pentacles is all about continuing to work at it. So practice makes perfect is kind of the energy of this card. And, he is in this instance making these sugar cookies, and he has one that's imperfect that he set at his feet because he made a mistake. He didn't let that throw him off or let it stop him. Instead, he just set it aside and continued with his work. He'll come back to that one later, or he'll let someone else do it or whatever, but like he's not let it derail him. And I encounter this a lot when like little things will interrupt my day or interrupt my flow. I'm like, do I want to let this ruin my whole day, ruin, everything I'm working on right now, or do I want to give it like 5 minutes? We really get to decide how much of how big of the waves that these stones that are thrown into our pond create. So yeah, don't let anything create too big of a wave this week. Don't let anything interrupt you. Like, stay focused. And when you make little mistakes, just remember that's part of the process. So that just means you're doing the thing. It's a good sign. And the more we do it, the less mistakes we're going to make, and the smaller the mistakes we make will be. But yeah, this is your time to really strike while the iron's hot, and don't let little mistakes or little hiccups get in your way or set you back.
well, I was looking at my phone as you probably saw me scrolling because I was looking at the story because I'm not super familiar with the story,
Mhm.
but then I looked it up on Wikipedia and I remember it. So, this is the card is silence and it's from the Wild Swans and it says a time to keep silent and a time to speak.
Hmm.
So it totally makes sense. So then the story, this is actually a fascinating story because it kind of goes along with your Eight of Pentacles. The there's a evil stepmother. Of course, there's always an evil stepmother,
There must
and
be.
there's a king who has a daughter and 11 sons.
Oof.
11 sons. The evil stepmother casts a spell on them to curse them to turn them into swans and makes the stepdaughter, mute so she can't speak. That's the silence, right? So the daughter goes through all these adventures and she goes to the fairies, and the fairies tell her if you knit a sweater made out of nettles and then give them to your brothers, they'll turn back, that will undo the curse, right? Nettle. Nettle is always about curse reversal, isn't it? And protection. So so she does that, and then but because she can't speak, she can't tell people what this curse is or what she's doing or anything like that. So then they think she's a witch and they're going to burn her at the stake, and finally she is almost finished with the shirts. She throws them on her brothers, but there's one shirt that she didn't finish one of the sleeves. So one of the brothers is a human with one swan wing, which I
Fun.
think is amazing. But anyway, so that's the story. But it's the power of silence. So the power of silence. So she couldn't speak, right? I think this is about when we're working on something, a project that we're working on. It is, this is also a tenet of witchcraft, the power of silence, the power to be silent, right? Sometimes we don't need to share everything with everybody, right? We don't, I think there's this thing that we feel like, oh, am I lying by not sharing everything? No, there are some things that you can absolutely keep private. That is totally fine. That is totally fine. It's that discernment of knowing if I say this thing, Is it going to open up problems for me, or do I need to keep it close to my vest? Especially in times past when I mean, now again, I think we're kind of coming back to that place, but I'm outspoken. I don't care. But we're getting to that place where it's not okay to say that you're a witch, for example, right? And depending on where you are, I'm in Santa Monica, Los Angeles. I'm in, a place where it's pretty safe to say that you're a witch, right? And I'm pretty out with being a witch. But not everybody has that ability because of where they're living necessarily. I
Yeah.
just saw a story on Reddit of a woman who got fired because she's a witch. She got fired from her job.
Wow.
So, and I don't, there's not going to, I guess she's going to go to court or whatever, but that's a thing. So it's like the power to keep silent, knowing when to speak and knowing when to keep silent, right? But as it relates to this thing that we're looking at with 8 of Pentacles, as you're working on your project, it's not that you have to be like, oh, I have to keep it secret from people, but there can be a tendency, and I used to do this a lot when I was younger, of like, I have this great idea, and then I talk about it to everybody. And after I've talked about it to everybody, it's kind of the energy around it has dissipated, especially with creativity. So, Jane, if you're doing something creative, you might want to just channel all that excitement of it into the production of it rather than tell everybody, hey, I'm writing this screenplay about such and such. Hey, I'm writing this screenplay. Hey, I'm writing this screenplay. And by the time you told 20 people, the energy behind it isn't as urgent to create it. So think about that. Like, this is a great message for around this time. Like, what is it that you want to keep inside till you actually create something? What do you want to keep? I mean, it doesn't mean you can't tell anybody, but like, be selective and tell the fewest number of people, and then get to work on it. And then after it's completed, tell everybody about it, right? Because you've already put your energy into it. So, yeah.
Maybe this is just me being a Scorpio, but I think there's something really fun about having a secret, right? Like, it's exciting and it's
That is
like you
Scorpio.
set all the rules. You're the only one who knows about it, right? And you get to loop in who you want to loop in. So, yeah, and you don't say what you're wishing for when you blow out the candles on your birthday cake, right? So,
That's
it's okay
right.
to have secret goals and intentions sometimes too, because it gives us more time to plan it and vision it in our head and make sure that it's really ours and not something that other people are influencing too much while
Yeah.
it's like that gestation period. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I love
An
that.
idea is such a tender thing. And then sometimes you're absolutely right. We can bring an idea to somebody and somebody can shoot it down before we've even started on it. And then we start questioning, should we even do it? I mean, there's so many other things beyond just the dissipation of energy. But
Yeah.
this is the power of keeping silent, which is part of witchcraft. Like, I don't talk about every single spell I do. I don't talk about every single magical thing. And there are very few things I actually share. I'm happy to share if people ask. I'm happy to share my experiences about things. But when I'm actively working on something, there are not very many people who know what I'm working on. And it's not like I'm keeping it secret like a Scorpio would. It's just holding a container for it and holding energy for it. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Jane.
Thank you, Jane.
Okay, next we have Frenchy Witchy.
French witchy.
Will this be a better year for Joseph? Ooh, yes, absolutely. I pulled the Six of Wands, a card of victory. So I think this is going to be a much better year for Joseph, and I think it's going to be a year that kind of makes up for the harder year that preceded it. Here in the Six of Wands, we see two crowns of victory, right? Like he's got one on his head and then one on his wand. So he's been really victorious, and I think sometimes life will give us, some curveballs and some struggles that then really pay off in the long run and really grow into something that was worth that struggle. So I think Joseph's going to have a year that makes him realize, like, Oh, okay. Now I see why I had that really hard year. It was to set me up for this better one and help me appreciate it and help me be, you know, more prepared for it. So yeah, I think really good things to come. And you know, this card, he's returning from war, from battle, right? So it's like, yeah, it hasn't been easy. And that is a signifier that it's over. And now it's time for the ease and time for um a change of pace and something that's a lot more relaxing and fun.
Yeah, so here's what I got, which really aligns with us. Well, this is why I love being the oracle reader when you're the tarot reader, because I get to go like, oh my God, it's like exactly what we have. Spinning straw. This is from Rumpelstiltskin. And it says, impossible task. I think what this means is spinning straw into gold. Joseph is going to take exactly what Lovewitch said, take those experiences and turn something mundane into something amazing and beautiful. This is transformation. Even this, the image of the spinning wheel, it's like the wheel of fortune or the wheel of the year. It means you know, if you've been down, you're going to come back up again, right? It's a absolute change. But what I love about the spinning straw is we're going to take what we were given and turn it into gold.
Yeah.
So not only is it going to be a better year, he's going to take the experiences, the challenges, the hardships, all of the things, and he's going to be able to turn those into gold. Total transformation. It feels hard. It says impossible task, but the task was possible. It was done. She's with the help of
Yep.
Rumpelstiltskin, she did turn that all into gold, right? So this is like what you have to, and I think you, French Witchy, being there for Joseph is you are also helping to create like what was that really horrible hard thing and how can I take that and turn it into gold? It's not easy to do, but it's doable. And Joseph's going to do it. So, yeah.
I love that. That's one of my favorite fairy tales, actually. And I was obsessed with spinning wheels as a child because of that and Sleeping Beauty, right? They're all over fairy tales.
Oh my gosh. She pricked her finger on the spindle.
Oh, did you see this?
Zelensky. Oh God. Yeah, I know that there's some kind of meeting that's happening. And of course, the idiot. I mean, I don't think he can be counted on for anything, or he's just a horrible dictator. We have a dictator in the US right now. It's awful.
Oh, he can be
Poor
counted on for all
Zelensky.
kinds of things, Pam. Come on.
Yeah. Being an ass.
Incompetence, yeah.
Incompetence, being an ass,
Corruption.
corruption. Yeah, I guess you can. Yes, he can be counted on for all of those things. Yeah, we have to get through this and then we have to repair the damage. This is what we're dealing with. It's awful. Poor Zelensky. I know. I think he wants peace in his country. People have made so many sacrifices in Ukraine.
Mm.
But you can't give a dictator Putin anything and expect he's going to honor. I mean, this is something that's been said is that before the invasion happened, Putin was going around, I would never invade Ukraine. So his word means nothing. So when you make a contract with him, it means nothing. So I don't know why people expect Ukraine to make a contract with Putin because he's going to disregard it. There has to be repercussions, and the world has to step up because Ukraine is defending the rest of Europe and the rest of the world from this maniac. So, yeah. Mel is next, and then we have Christina. Thank you guys so much. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. You guys are so generous and so kind. And through your generosity, we're able to help these seniors in Ukraine who are suffering in this full-scale invasion and get them humanitarian aid, get them food so that they can have food and don't have to make these decisions like, do I get food or do I get heat? Do I get food or do I get medicine? This is not a decision anybody should have to make. So thank you so much. All right. So Mel, I'm going to pull few depending on what the questions are.
Okay.
Let's see.
Mel has 8 questions and donated 150, so I'm gonna do 2 cards for I'm gonna do 1 card for the first question and then 2 cards for all the others. That
Okay.
sounds like 15, right?
Yes, that does sound
It's
like
10:30 here, so my math skills are
Don't
even
make us
more
do
questionable
math.
than regular. Alright, so let me shuffle. Okay, Simone is here making me quite nervous. Okay, so first question, good week to call the lawyer or wait? Um, I pulled the 9 of Pentacles. I think this is a good week to get it over with so the hard work can be behind you and the wheels can be in motion. So yeah, I think this is the week to call the lawyer. And I would go ahead and get it done like tomorrow, right? Like get this week started off on a productive note, get that hard work behind you so you can enjoy the rest of your week and not have that weighing over you. Um, for the second,
Okay,
oh, you want to do
let me
one
do
for
a part. So I'll go super quick with it.
each?
So the card I pulled was Magic Mirror. And
Ooh.
to me, that says self-reflection. So I think before you call I would just say before you call the lawyer, have all your questions written out.
Mm-hmm.
This is like reflect on what it is you want to ask the lawyer about, write out all those questions because remember you're paying them by the minute. You're honestly lawyers are expensive and your time with the lawyer is going to be billed to you. So don't go in there unprepared. Have all your questions written out on a piece of paper so you don't forget anything. Make this meeting count. So maybe make this week the week that you book the appointment with the lawyer that because you probably won't call him and talk to him right away,
Sure.
but have all your questions written out on a piece of paper or printed out or in your computer or whatever so that when you go on the phone or talk to him or her, you have all your questions ready and you aren't wasting time. Be efficient, in other words. Okay, next.
How is a long company called Orange sound? I pulled the 3 of Wands and the 8 of Wands. These to me seem good. This 3 of Wands, for this, I would have a discussion and really, really lay out like, here's everything I need from a lawn company. Does that match what you guys can do? I think as long Simone's trying to get the cookie. um, I think as long as you can really be specific and detailed about what it is that you need done, then they're going to be really good at getting the job done. When I see this card, I always think, and I got this from Madame Pamita, so you've maybe heard this before, but I see that red curtain at a theater, right? Where when we're in the audience and the curtain's about to go up, it seems like nothing's happening back there. But in reality, so much is happening behind that curtain right before it goes up to make sure that everything goes according to plan and that this thing that seems random and seems like it's happening in real time, but is actually very planned and very specific can go according to plan. So yeah, I think you just need to let them know what the plan is. They're not going to read your mind. That's not their job. It would be nice to have a lawn company that's also psychic, but I don't think that's them. So if that's who you're looking for, maybe keep looking, but I think that's a fruitless search. So I think just have a really good, clear conversation about your goals with them. And then, yeah, they seem to have a good energy. They can get right to it. And I think they'll be able to get started fast is the other thing I get from this.
Card I pulled for this was also from the Wild Swans, and it's Swan.
Hmm.
And it says here below creative inspiration. I think more rather than creative inspiration, I feel like that story is the brother and the brother's protecting the sister and the sister's protecting the brother. That to me says you'll have a very mutually beneficial relationship with this orange lawn company that they're going to do what you ask them to do. You'll be able to direct them. I feel like it's just mutually beneficial. So yeah.
Oh, I didn't see the second part of this. Is it a good time to have them come Monday or wait till next year? I think sooner than is better with this 8 of Wands. This to me says have them come as soon as they can. So, yeah.
Yeah, get started with it, right? I don't feel like there's anything to worry about with them. And I feel like it's mutually beneficial for both of you.
Mhm. Next card, will I hear from Bobby soon? Keep seeing signs. I think so. I pulled the Strength card and then the Knight of Wands. So with the Strength card, I think this means that even when you don't hear from Bobby, you're hearing from Bobby on an energetic sense. So sometimes if he comes to your mind or if you're thinking of him and not sure why, it's probably because he's either also thinking of you or he's going through something or he's reminded of a memory that you share. So I think there's still a psychic connection there. And that's great because that means even when we're not in touch with somebody, we can still send them strength and support and love. So use those existing lines. I'm going to say lines of communication, but I mean psychic lines of communication. Use them to send messages of, I care about you. I love you. I'm sending you strength. I want to hear from you. Yeah, send those messages along that psychic line. The Knight of Wands card tells me he is going to eventually reach out, and I think of this card as being like pretty quick timing, but maybe not the fastest timing. So I think it'll happen months from now. I don't think you're going to hear from him tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to take years. So this is something that I would set out to. It's an intention I would set for 2026. I'm going to hear from Bobby this year, hopefully during the first half of the year. But don't get discouraged if he doesn't call tomorrow. I still think you're going to hear from him. And yeah, and those signs are you hearing from him on a smaller scale. So just keep that in mind and stay motivated.
Here's what I got. I got from Cinderella rags and ashes.
Mm,
So this, I said, what does rags and ashes have to do with Bobby? I think Bobby is not in a place where he's proud of what is his life is right now, or he's feeling somehow afraid of judgment, is what I'm picking up.
mm,
So maybe in those little psychic messages you send, it's like, I love you unconditionally.
yeah.
Because sometimes people will and I get this vibe is like he's hiding because he feels like a failure, or he feels like he isn't where he wants to be in his life, or there's something that he's not proud of and he's feeling sheepish, which is why he hasn't reached out. That's what it, you know, you're
Yeah.
Cinderella, you're cast out, So I
Yeah.
feel like he's got that energy. So it's very helpful to send a message of non-judgment, right? Non-judgment. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next question. Was the deputy here tonight? I,
Which is the card I picked.
I think yes. I pulled the Ace of Cups and I pulled the Empress. So I think yes, and I think this is a good yes. I think the deputy was there in a way that's going to benefit Mel. So and knowing a little bit about Mel, I think that lines up with what I know too. So I think ultimately you will be happy that they were there, though it's maybe not the thing you want to see, right? But I think they're gonna help to achieve something that is part of your goals. This Empress to me is like you feeling safe and secure and sitting pretty. So I think they were there because of some sort of threat and they took care of that threat. So you can like sleep easy tonight and know that like there's not gonna be any more problems.
Yeah. Look
And
at
also I love this like big hot cup of hot cocoa. Drink one of those before bed and
okay, look at the card I pulled. Wicked Witch. Malevolence. I think I think that okay, either it can be that there was something going on, the deputy was there and took care of that malevolence, or the deputy is malevolent. I don't know.
Gosh, I
Like, if
hope
you
the first one.
didn't want the deputy to be there, then that would be he would be the wicked, or she would be the wicked witch. But I was that's when
That's so
people
funny.
asked that question, and I pulled that card and it made me laugh. So yeah, whatever it was, that I definitely see as like a yes to that question as
Yeah.
well. Taking
Um,
care of that.
is the supplement that is a different color safe to have? I pulled the 8 of Swords and the 2 of Cups. So I think actually it is safe. This to me says like, the 8 of Swords, the message here is really like we're afraid of something we don't need to be afraid of. And I think it's good to question a sudden color difference in a supplement, but I think this is totally safe. So, I would still do the logical things, check the expiration date, Google it to make sure there wasn't a recall or anything like that. But if the only thing you have to go on is the color, I think it's still safe to take it. And I think it's gonna do what it's supposed to do. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Here's the card I got, which is from Bluebeard. It's rescue.
Hmm.
Say, and it says save yourself. So I think you're safe. This is, to me, rescue is a safe thing. So if you want to, contact the company that makes the and ask them about it, I think that's a good, wise thing to do. Say you notice it's a different color now, is there any reason for that different color? That's a really smart thing to do. There's somebody that knows what's going on. It
Yeah.
may be, if it's a natural supplement, I'm going to tell you something. It's like I work with essential oils, and while you could say, yeah, every batch of lavender essential oil that I work with is going to smell like lavender, but every time they smell a little bit different
Hmm.
because it's a different season. It's just like wine, right? The terroir of the wine is going to make the wine taste different. The land that it's grown on, the season and what the season was like, what was the weather like? So if this is a natural supplement made with plants, it can have that difference. So just ask the company and say, "Hey, I noticed this is, it's light green, it's usually dark green. What's, is there any reason for that?" And see what they have to say, but it's saying to me safe.
Nice. Next question. Is it safe to go for a walk this week or wait? I think it is safe. I pulled the death card and the Knight of Swords. The death card to me, like the immediate impression I get from this card is whatever threat there was that you were worried about with going for a walk is no longer present. So I think it's time to move on from that and go enjoy your walk. This is the card associated with Scorpio, and Mel, like me, is a Scorpio. So if you want to stay shrouded in mystery and you're worried about like someone seeing you on your walk or something like that, I think this says do a simple little protection ritual or invisibility ritual. Take some peppercorns with you in your pocket or a few drops of powerful protection oil on yourself before you leave the house. Those are great extra things you can take. But I think overall, it's definitely safe. Knight of Swords to me says make it a quick walk. I don't think this is because you stay out too long, it's going to shift to dangerous and you need to like set a timer or anything. I think this is actually more of a like low stakes, low pressure kind of thing, right? Like you don't need to go walk 10 miles, walk around the block, get out of the house. This is a good week for it.
Yeah. This is wild. Look at the card that came up. Red Riding Hood.
Oh my
She goes
gosh.
for a walk in the
Yeah.
woods.
Just
But
don't
you
talk to any
notice
wolves.
it says test of courage. I think, think about it. What happens in the story? It's not the walk that is a problem. Yeah, she meets the wolf, and the wolf is like, "Oh, I got an idea now, right? I'm going to go to the grandma's house and pretend I'm her, right?" So, but she was never in danger in that story.
Yeah.
She went to the house and then the wolf, was like pretending to be grandma and all of that. But in the walk, she was fine. It's a test of courage. Can you go for a walk? That's why I think the walk needs to be short because it needs to be like you need to build up your courage and going for a short walk, you're going to test out your invisibility skills, you're going to test out your protection oil, and you're going to go for that walk for maybe 15 or 20 minutes. And then you're going to go, "Oh, I was okay." Then you're
Hmm.
going to go a little longer and a little longer and a little longer, feeling safe at each time. So I think it's like you need to do it to push yourself to test your courage because you are safe,
Yeah.
but you don't feel safe, right? There's that discrepancy there. So, yeah.
A little exposure therapy opportunity for you.
Exposure therapy 100%. Yeah.
Is the perfect organizer coming soon? I think yes. I pulled the Five of Pentacles and the Chariot. So this is really interesting. The Five of Pentacles can be the pity party card, right? Like, oh, it's so hard to organize. It's so hard to find the right help. Nobody can help me with this. Instead of focusing on the problem or like the pain and the sadness that it's causing you, focus on the solution, asking for help, right? So I think if you stop looking for organizers, no, you won't find one. If you stop asking people their availability or if they can come over, no, they won't come over. You have to take that step of asking for help. I know you've had organizers before, and I know you will have one again. And I think this is saying like the things standing in your way at this point, and maybe this wasn't the case months ago or at some other point, right? But like right now, the only thing stopping you is picking up the phone and calling somebody and saying, "Can you come organize?" So I think now is a really good time, especially with like the new year. This is totally aligned with like what people do in the new year is like, I want to get more organized, I want to get things in order. So it like the energy is there in the air, and now is a wonderful time to tap into it. Don't focus on the hard parts of it. Focus on something really easy, which is just like asking for a quote, right? Or asking for somebody to come over and take a look. The chariot says this is now going to move forward. So it's been stalled, and this has been something you've been wanting for a while. Now's the time. The season is here. So get to moving. And I think, too, this says like you can inspire this ball to get rolling even faster by doing little organization things on your own. And while you're doing it, thinking about like the kind of help you want the next time you organize, right? Like, oh, I want somebody who can do this part, or I want somebody who's really good at this thing that I'm struggling with. And you know, like, I don't know, as an ADD person, for me, organizing, cleaning my room can be a very like frustrating experience because I get so lost in little details. But you know, it can be a really good when you have the right help and the right support team. It can be so great to be like, okay, I know what I want this to look like, and I just need to communicate that, and then we can find a way together to bring it into fruition. That seems a lot less intimidating than, okay, I'm looking at this mess and I alone need to transform it. So, yeah, the right person's going to come in and totally transform things, get the ball rolling, and set it up in a way where you can keep the momentum and like things have a place, and all you have to do is put it in that place. So, yeah, I think perfect organization is right ahead for you, Mel.
I got this
Sorry,
card,
can I say
which
one last
is,
thing?
oh yeah.
I think the organizer is gonna be somebody who's really jolly and positive. So if you talk to people and they're really like a negative Nancy, that's not the one. You need somebody who sees it as no big deal. Like, oh yeah, I've done what way worse than this. That's the energy you want. Not somebody who is gonna make you feel bad about what you need organizing or make you feel like it's a really intimidating case. Somebody who sees it as a breeze so that you can tap into that same energy. So a Santa type energy is the person you want.
Well, the card I got was nettle, and this is from Wild Swans again. The nettle that she's, knits for her brother's sweaters or shirts. It says resolutely face your difficulties.
Oh.
Resolute. What cracks me up about this, or what I really see about it, is like this is exactly what Lovewitch said. You We know you have to find the match for you, right? Now, think about it. Yes, there are some people that start dating in high school and get married and they're the perfect match. I have a friend like that. She got married when she was 21 years old. She's still married. They're so happy. They're great together. But that is the anomaly, that the first person that you meet is going to be your person, right? The same thing is true of hiring this. You've got to find the right match. And normal people, not my friend, but normal people date and they try this one out, they try that one out, they try this one, they have a relationship that ends, they get another relationship. This is a normal process. So the fact that you have not yet found your right organizer is totally normal. Totally normal. What each of those experiences has taught you, though, is just like what relationship teach. What do I want? Right?
Mhm.
So you know what worked for the ones that had some qualities that were good. You know what didn't work for some of them. And so now you know the questions to ask. If you need someone that helps you to make the decision, or you need someone to let you make the decision and not decide for you, or you need somebody that's like non-judgmental, or whatever it is, that is the thing you have to look for. So it's like facing resolutely face your difficulties. Yes, get the organizer, but don't get stuck that you haven't found the right organizer. It's like dating. You're
Mhm.
dating these organizers
Yeah.
and you're seeing if you're a match or not. Some you're going to know the first time you pick up the phone. Others you're going to find out after you've worked with them for a couple of weeks. Doesn't matter. It's no, it's taking that information and applying that information. So if you know, hey, for me, I need somebody that's going to come and help me make decisions about each of those, or I want someone to come in and just do it all, right? I don't know what you want, but that is, you know what you want from having these experiences, what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And if you know what doesn't work for you, you know what does work for you, for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, what you need to do, Mel, is do what I did and move in with your best friend who's very neat and tidy, and then he can just organize all your crap for you.
I love
Come
that
over and they're like,
solution.
"Your place is so clean." I'm like, "Don't look too hard. Don't look in the rooms I'm in charge of." Last question is, how is the week and the new year? And I pulled two fives for you, Mel, the Five of Cups and the Five of Wands. And I love these cards, though these are both challenge cards. But I love these cards because they both give us really clear guidance and they like tell us what to do. So the Five of Wands is about being stuck in a place of focused on the wrong thing, right? About loss or mourning or what is not, instead of being focused on what is and what we still have. So if you have a tendency to see the glass is half empty or to think about how things could be better, instead of focusing on the pain part of it, focus on the things that are good, right? So and it's not clear here, but in the original illustration, one of these glasses that is tipped over has poison that's leaking out, and the other two have wine that's leaking out. So not everything that we miss out on is actually something that we wanted, even if we think it is. And it's not always easy to see this in the moment, but with time, it becomes quite apparent. So I think focus on what you have, focus on what you're calling in. And in terms of the focus that you place on things that are no longer, instead of thinking about how much you miss them or how hard it is that they're not the way you want, focus on how great it's going to be once you've turned them back up right. Right. So it's like, where you want to put your energy and then just do it. And, as a water sign, we can stew in our emotions, right? And we can have a tendency to get stuck here. I used to pull this card for myself every time I pulled a card. And I was like, I'm so sick of this. How do I break out of this? And then I realized it's like I just turn around, right? I just look at these other cups, look at the ways in which things are going the way I want. Look at the ways that things have not been toppled over by the chaos of life. And the other thing that I don't hear people point out about this a lot is like these cards or these cups have tipped over, but they're still there. Like it's repairable, right? So even these things you've missed out on or you feel like you've lost, nothing's really lost forever. So, with enough energy and with enough time, those things can sit back up. But we have to be motivated and activated by it instead of like stuck and inactive. The Five of Wands tells us to focus on what is fun and what brings us joy. Here we see these people engaged in conflict, and the way out of that conflict is by focusing on what's fun. And the image I have in my head for this card is like they didn't come to this field to fight. They came to have fun, and then it turned into an argument. So you can turn it right back into something that's fun. We can't see it here, but in the original illustration, one of them is wearing polka dots, and that's how we know. Focus on the fun, the lighthearted. So I think your goal for the new year is to find the fun and stuff, and find the light and even difficult situations. And I think you have a gift for this, Mel. And as Scorpios, we also have a gift for finding the dark, right? And that's a skill. That is a gift. It can be a double-edged sword, right? Like it's not always a good thing. But if we tap into just enough of it and don't like wallow in it, I think that can be a helpful skill, right? It's like, oh, I see how things can improve. I see how I could make positive change to this. So yeah, it's okay to notice the dark too, as long as you're thinking about how can I bring light into this. And you have a lot of light to bring, Mel. So yeah, I think bringing light, bringing joy, bringing fun into your life and into the lives of people around you is your focus for 2026. And I know last time we were on here, Mel was asking about if it was the right time to adopt or foster a dog. And I think that's something that could be really fun and really joyful that could be coming in 2026. So, maybe that is a source of fun and excitement that you can focus on next year.
Well, I love this card for a Scorpio. It is from Bluebeard. It is Chamber.
Ooh,
Forbidden Chamber. And then it says disobedience.
yes,
Yeah.
I love that.
So I think you're going to raise hell. I think you're going to break rules. You're going to do it your own way. You're going
Yeah.
to do what you want to do. Whether
Hmm.
it's it, and I think that is important. It's like to honor that. That is the most Scorpio card. I'm going to go into the secret chamber somebody told me not to go into, right? And so this is what you need to think about. I think that Scorpios are the best disobedient people because
Yeah.
they do it so subtly and so secretly nobody knows that you're being
Hmm.
disobedient. So
By the time you realize we've broken a rule, you want us to break it again, right?
so I think it's like deciding for you like what rules, like you get to decide for you what the rules are
Hmm.
and what rules you want to break, but like do it in a way that's so subtle that nobody else notices, right? So you don't draw attention to yourself, you don't do, but you do it your way. And it can be done. It can be done. It absolutely can be done. And this is how you be authentically you, right? This is also though that thank you all so much. Many blessings, love and light to you. So sweet. But I also think, there's that other part of it that's like breaking your own rules,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Like if your rule is like I'm gonna focus on that thing. What about focusing on something else, right?
Mhm.
That's another thing. And so check what rules, like what works for you, what doesn't work for you. If it doesn't work for you, break the rules, right?
Yeah. And,
Turn it around.
my favorite trait of being a Scorpio is the ability to reinvent myself, right? Like, there's been more versions of me than of Madonna. So, like, you guys only know this Love Witch version because this is the current and the best version of me. But like, I've lived so many lives and I've burned so many lives to the ground because I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm gonna rise from these ashes and restart. So,
Yeah.
whenever you're feeling to anyone, but especially to Mel and to my fellow Scorpios out there, whenever you're feeling like oppressed or like I can't do this, just remind yourself like I'm the only thing standing in my way, really. Like maybe sometimes we have to experience temporary discomfort, but we can break out of any shell and it's worth it. So yeah,
Mhm.
don't allow yourself to be trapped or stuck in a box, Mel, because you're that is a disservice to your goal on this world as a Scorpio.
Mm. Oh, thank you so much, Mel. Thank you. Thank you.
Great.
And we wish you all the best in New Year's for
We do.
sure.
Is that fairy tale deck available at Parlor of Wonders? Do you know where
No,
to
it is
find it?
not, but you can get it. It's from Rockpool. It's probably available lots of places. You can find it. It's Kate Forsyth's Fairy Tale Oracle. I know it's so good, right? I love it. I have other fairy tale decks, like I have a fairy tale tarot, but I like this one because the tales are ones that I know and the messages and the art is beautiful as well. So
Yeah, I'm loving it. All right, next we have Christina. She has two different questions. For her first card, she wants a love reading for the year ahead. Ooh, I pulled the Three of Cups. I love this. I think this is about being social and putting yourself out there in 2026. This isn't about spending all your time with one person. So if you're in a relationship, I think this could be about like still making lots of time for your friends and going out and having an independent social life from your partner. But if you're single and you're looking for love, this says the fastest way to find it is by going out and doing the things you want to be doing with a partner. Do them with your friends or do them by yourself and make new friends. You're really likely to meet people who share similar interests to you at things you're interested in, right? So go do those things and don't be shy, talk to people. And I I do a lot of stuff by myself, actually. I prefer doing stuff by myself, honestly, because like, if I'm not having fun, I'll leave, or if I'm having a great time, I'll stay longer. I don't have to ask anybody what they wanna do. And sometimes I'm like, "I don't want anybody approaching me today. I've got my bubble up, and I'm gonna be here and be invisible," and it works. And other times, and I think this is what this card is encouraging you, I say a little spell where it's like, I'm gonna be noticed. People are gonna approach me tonight. People are gonna be talkative, and I'm gonna know what I want to say to them. So I think setting intentions like that as you go out in the year ahead is the way to a love life that's really fun and fulfilling. And also that like isn't in like in a bubble, right? Like this is somebody who will go out and like know your friends and be part of your social circle and really be a part of your life. So I love that so much. Um, she has two different questions. Did you want to pull a card for both or just want to do
No,
one?
go ahead and do, and then I'll pull.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the second question was how will Tony's court case turn out and will he get his appeal approved? Um, I wish I knew more because the card I pulled is the Seven of Swords. So, the energy of this card is getting away with it. So, whether Tony's guilty or not, this to me seems like he's gonna come out on top here. So I like this. This does have a sneaky, almost underhanded energy about it, though. I don't want to encourage anything illegal or that's gonna get him into trouble. But I think this says yeah, creative thinking is a smart tool. And also, I think the other message of this card is that like what he's experiencing right now is a temporary situation, and this will be behind him soon. So yeah, I think it's gonna work out well. But yeah, we see this person like fleeing tents, so it's like he wasn't meant to be there forever. Tony's not going to be in this situation forever. He does have a lot to learn from it and some stuff he needs to leave in this like closed chapter of his life as well. So yeah, but I think it's gonna go okay.
You know what I see in that card too? Is like, hold that card up again, that Seven of Swords. He's taken 5 swords, but he's left 2 behind.
Mhm.
So part of it may be being selective about what's being shared,
Yeah.
you
Mhm.
know?
Mhm.
Right? In his court case, his lawyer is going to share selectively, the things that are the things that are going to help, and that's going to be helpful in that situation. All right, I have. Oh, this is so interesting. Little Red Riding Hood, the grandmother, and it
Oh,
says ancient wisdom. Look at that beautiful grandmother with her marigolds in her hair. I
love
feel like this is really like ancestral magic, right?
mhm.
Marigolds represent, and the owl, all, and the salamander, all kind of represent this ancestral energy. The frog, oh my gosh, she's magical. So here's what I would say in terms of your relationship, your love life, and all of that, call on the ancestors to assist you. And especially for Tony, either you or Tony or both of you call on Tony's ancestors to
Yeah.
be of help in this situation. It's such a beautiful, amazing energy. Ancient wisdom, right? Is there a way, with Tony, is there a way that there is somebody like an elder in his family that will come forward and vouch for him? That's another question, right?
Mm.
But it is like, I feel like it's ancestor energy that's going to be helpful in both cases. So call on the ancestors. The ancestors, listen to this. The ancestors are invested in us having success.
Yep.
So they are invested in Tony and they're invested in you. All right, now I need to copy this and paste it in a new window. What is this whole shebang that I have to go through? All right, now if I can get this. Okay, here we go. All right, our wheel. We're ready to spin the wheel and see who's going to win the candle. Are you guys ready? Okay, let's see who's going to win our wheel of the. We're spinning the wheel to see who wins the wheel of the year. All right.
Oh, we just got gold medals in the chat, Pam.
Oh. All
And
right.
she says, "Madam Pimita and Love Witch, you both need gold medals. Such patience, thorough readings. Wish there were dozens more just donating."
Thank thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're so happy to be able to do this. And we're going to also add this up after we spin the wheel. We're going to add up how much you guys donated today, how much we raised to help these seniors in Ukraine. All right. See this wheel? Everybody's name's on it. Love it. It's so fun to see your name on a wheel, isn't it? I don't know. I think so. All right. Who's going to win our candle today? Who's going to win the candle today? Oh, French Witchy. Oh my gosh. Wow. See, you gave us gold medals and it came back to you.
Right?
So French Witchy, you're going to reach out, come to the Parlor of Wonders website, reach out to us in chat. The Love Witch will will be there answering and get you sorted so that you can get that Wheel of the Year candle sent to you. We're so grateful to all of you. Thank you so much for all your donations. Let's add them up. I need to get sorry, I'm very, I need to get a calculator out, guys. It's my brain is not firing on all cylinders today. All right, we're going to have a total soon. Hold on. All right.
Oh no.
What happened?
I just dropped all my cards.
Oh no.
All over the floor, but it's glittery and beautiful, so.
I did it wrong. Hold on. Let's backspace. There we go. Our total is 322.
Amazing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much, you guys. We appreciate you so much. We'll be back here next week. Next week, we might be a little bit after 6:30 because I'm teaching about 6:30 Pacific, 7:30 Mountain, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern, because I'm teaching a class next week. Isn't that exciting? Already.
That is exciting. That's crazy.
I know it's our first Sunday's Witchcraft workshop. I'll be teaching about Sritanya. We also have our full moon workshop next week, which is on the 3rd, and that is the introduction to shamanic witchcraft. We're doing a whole shamanic witchcraft series, so hopefully you'll join us for those.
Yeah. Look, I'm glad I dropped all those cards because look what I found. The sun, and it has the New Year baby.
Oh, Happy New Year. We wish this card for everyone. Yes. We wish this card for everyone. Thank you guys so much for all your generous donations. We appreciate it. We love doing readings for you. Don't forget, if you want a real private reading with us, we also offer readings at the Parlor of Wonders. You can check it out. Go to services at Parlor of Wonders and you'll find us both there. And you can book a New Year reading with us. Check out your whole new year. It'll be fun to spend some time with you. Mm-hmm. All right, everybody. Anything you want to add before we go?
No, Happy New Year. We'll see you guys.
Happy New Year, everyone. All right.